text, Phil. Oh, we're live. We're live now on stream. Okay. Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, hello there. It was said in the Phil style. Yes, hello there, and welcome to Chip Advisor. My name's Mike, and I'm going to be hosting a Chip Advisor all about Monster Munch this afternoon. And I am joined by this man, Reverend Lewis. Hello there. How are you?
Hey, blessings, friends and listeners. I'm doing all right. I'm slightly on edge with our recording this afternoon because 3 things could possibly happen within the next hour. One, my Tesco's delivery could appear, requiring me to go and deal with that. Secondly, I'm expecting a parishioner may knock on the door with the Harvest Supper leaflets for me to laminate.
The name of that parishioner is
Hazel, lovely Hazel.
Yeah, okay.
And finally, Paul, the gardener from next door, has kindly lent me a strimmer, which he would like returned. And I've seen him loitering at the end of my drive, holding a very small dog, which I don't believe is his, but he could also walk up the drive at any minute.
Maybe that's there for protection in case you get a bit funny about giving it back.
Yeah, possibly. He's a bit like that.
Okay, so we've got Paul, we've got Hazel, and is there a regular driver that comes with your Tesco food shop?
No. But let's call him Steve.
Oh, okay, it's often a man, is it?
Yeah, it is often a man.
Is it often the same man?
Not as far as I am aware.
Okay,
it's been a while since we've had a delivery.
Well, I'm putting out here early doors that should any of those folk join you, I'd like them to join us ever so briefly on the podcast as well.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. We are also here with
Harry. Where's Harry?
Harry. How are
you? I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm good. I think we should do a Harvest Supper special, shouldn't we?
Oh, we probably should do. We've touched on Harvest Supper once or twice in the past, I think, but we've never done a special.
Well, are we gonna mention the elephant in the room, or are we just gonna carry on and not reference the fact that he's not here this week?
The elephant not in the room,
but he is very keen on the elephant very much not in the room. He's keen on a tear and share lunch, or whatever he calls them. What is he always referring to?
Tear and share.
A bring and share.
Tear and
a bring and share. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Bring and share lunch, which is sort of a. What is it, Lewis? What's a tear and share?
A tear and share on a very long delay between question and answer.
Yes.
Here today. I think it's one of those fancy breads that you can like a focaccia or something. You put in the oven and then you tear off the corners.
And if we just give it a minute, Harry in Australia will respond.
Oh, am I delayed?
There certainly is a bit of a delay. But that's okay.
What are you doing? You're doing that fish, Harry?
Because I am in. Oh, do you know what? Do you want to know an interesting thing that I do?
Yes, please.
Whenever I'm trying to think about whether I'm in the north, south, east, or west, I have to do the.
Okay, well.
I don't know why you've used that music, Mike. Why have you used that music? What are these buttons you're pressing? They're very confusing. I say, actually, it is food based. Never eat shredded wheat, and I have to do the points of the compass. So I just had to work out whether I was East or West Dorset currently, and I must be East Dorset because it's never eat shredded wheat. Goes around like that. Yeah, you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Anyway, I'm currently in East Dorset, where high-speed fiber optic broadband has not yet reached, which is why I think I'm delayed slightly. The irony being that Lewis is in even deeper, darkest Dorset than I am currently, and his is working absolutely fine.
There's a lot of money in the Church of England, Harry.
Don't we know it?
Absolutely. Don't tell my parishioners. Yeah.
So look, the elephant in the room is that Phil is not with us today. However, there is a mystery producer from afar. That's all we'll say at this stage. So I'm not pushing the buttons. Somebody is, and completely unrelated to that, Phil is not able to be with us today. So fun times. So we are talking about Monster Munch today, lads. And when I talk about Monster Munch, when I say the words Monster Munch, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
School pack lunch.
Mm-hmm. Harry?
School pack. You had Monster Munch in your school pack lunch.
Oh.
Exotic.
Here we go. Brennan family story early.
Let's go.
Thursday was crisp day in the Brennan household. We used to have a Happy Shopper variety pack. Ironically, not from the Spa in Old Holt, but from the post office. For some reason. I used to get it from there, and the bread. So I would have salt and vinegar, obviously, but they were Happy Shopper. Do you remember Happy Shopper?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
So there was absolutely no Monster Munch in my lunchbox.
So sorry, you would have crisps.
There's definitely a euphemism there, but I think we'll unpack that.
I'm surprised by saying that you had salt and vinegar, Harry. You're more of your ready salted man.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the plain historically.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Well, no, not historically. I'm a big fan of the plain now. Are we? Is there still a 10-minute delay on everything I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's all right. It's
good thing.
It's fun.
Good.
Okay. Okay. So sorry, just to clarify, you were only allowed Christian lunchbox one day a week.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
What
made up the rest of your lunchbox on the other days? It sounds like a bleak affair without crisps.
If I say the words Forest Flip to you, do you know what that means?
No, I don't know.
Well, they were a very sort of healthy biscuit that looked a bit like Weetabix, but was more sort of. It was an early 90s early version of the Hobnob, but not quite so exciting. I used to eat a lot of those, and fruit.
Very good. Very well done, your parents. Yeah, very good. I, on the other hand, crisps was a staple. I'm sure it was for you as well, Lewis, of a lunchbox of a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A Brannigan's on a posh week.
Oh my goodness me! Well, I'll be honest, Lewis. I didn't have branded crisps. I would have had a supermarket own, or worse still, a Salisbury Market own back in the day. Okay, so Monster Munch. They are a baked corn snack. We refer to them as a crisp, but strictly speaking, they are a corn snack. They're created by Smiths back in 1977. You'll remember Smiths, I'm sure. Famous, I guess their flagship was the Salt and Shake. But they are now manufactured by Walkers. It says on their website that they are aimed largely at children, which I guess is not a deal in this day and age. And they're about to move to banning any fast food or fatty snacks advertising before 9, aren't they?
Are they? Is this going to be like we got the sugar tax? Is there going to be like a salt tax?
There's a fat tax coming, mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tax. So, I mean, Harry's parents would have been fine. But,
I mean, just sitting there eating these dry Vitas. Kind of what it sounds like. That's very Victorian.
Yeah. So, Monster Munch are the snacks that are shaped like monsters' claws. Some say that it's the individual monsters that feature on the front of the packet. That is not the case, but the shapes of monsters' claws.
Those people are mad. That's not correct.
Walkers actually answered this question not so long ago on social media, and they said that whilst we think of them as monsters' feet, we don't want to stop people from coming up with their own imaginative ideas. If it weren't to be a feat, any suggestions as to what it could be?
Hands.
I would say. What about?
I find it easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
A lovely bit of production.
I'll tell you what, a new producer this week is fantastic.
It's absolutely all over it. It reminds me of when I was in when I would have been having them in primary school. I had spiky hair, so I wonder if they're like a face with spiky hair.
Okay.
a la Lewis Pearson, 1987.
There's a look of Bart Simpson about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could be udders, or maybe sleigh bells. They could be sleigh bells.
What? What do you mean
Sleigh
sleigh
bells?
bell?
Like
Oh,
you hold onto the handle, and then there's the bells that come around the
yeah.
bottom.
Do you remember one of those? They had one set of those. If a set is the word, at Old Hope First School. Do you remember that, Mike?
Yeah. We'd all be fighting over them.
Got to shake that. They're your happy days.
Yeah. Now, Monster Munch, crucially, is suitable for vegetarians, even the roast beef flavour. They were launched in 1977, as I say, by Smiths. They originally, and only for a short time, they were called the Prime Monster, which was a play on the Prime Minister.
Oh.
You know that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very good play, but
it's not a very good play. They were simpler times.
They were.
I guess standards weren't as high as they are now in terms of punnery, but they were called Prime Monsters instead of Prime Ministers. But they were renamed Monster Munch in 1978, just a year later, and they were advertised as the biggest snack that pennies can buy, in reference to the large size, of course, of the crisp, which shrunk and then went big again in more recent times. Each pack featured a different monster on the front of the packet, and the snack was supported by Monster Munch Club. You could sign up and be a member of the Monster Munch Club. You'd receive a Monster Munch Munchers member pack, which included a card, a pen, storybooks, a story tape, which included 6 tall stories, and accompanying songs. And I would very much like to get my hand on a Monster Munch Club Monster Munchers membership pack.
Yeah, and what's quite interesting, because by the late 1980s there were 4 main monsters featured in the packaging. Mike, are you reading that as well? Are you reading that live from Wikipedia at the same time as I am?
Oh no! What? There's been non-stop research all morning. What are you talking about?
This podcast could be called Live from Wikipedia.
Good grief!
I mean, Wikipedia, as we know, is in big trouble because they're always asking me for £2. But if we're just gonna live stream reading out the Wikipedia, this is
no, I won't have that. I've reworded some of it and all sorts.
Oh, have you?
But if you go online, you can see there are images of the Monster Munch magazine.
Yeah, there is.
Was out there. I've had a little bit of a Google. I came away from Wikipedia to do that.
Oh, did you?
And you've also
that's what Phil would have done.
Yeah, ChatGPT. Yeah. Write me an essay about Monster Munch.
Oh, I should have done that. But also, they had this was a favourite of mine. The grey sort of screen where you'd write on it and you'd scratch on it and you'd you'd write your name or whatever, and then you'd pull it out and then the picture would disappear. Yeah. I guess a bit like a formative Magna Doodle.
A very cheap Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah. Have we talked about the Magna Doodle and James Monks before?
I know. Has it been on the podcast? I know the story. It's going to make me cry. It's going to make me cry. It makes me
Harry doesn't know the story. Then
I know who James Monks is.
Right. So
prepare yourself, Harry.
It's my 7th birthday, and all I've wanted all year is a Magna Doodle. Christmas has come and Christmas has gone, and I have not received said Magna Doodle.
Right.
We come full year.
I was going to say
it's birthday time.
Yeah.
Magna Doodle. I mean, imagine the excitement. Little 7-year-old Mikey. Opens it up, playing with it all morning before I go to school. And then it's show and tell day at school. It's the last day of school as well, just for the record. We're about to break up. So I take in the Magna Doodle. James Monks takes one look at it. Didn't like it, did he? Didn't like that old Mikey had a Magna Doodle, and he didn't. He was a very well looked after young man. Always had a better briefcase than me. Anyway, he took the pen from the Magna Doodle and he stabbed it hard into the screen, thus it all turning black and never working again. Sad times. Sad times. There's no happy ending to this story.
I know.
My parents didn't take it up with his parents.
They Yeah, that's what you'd have to do these days, isn't it? You'd have to go around and confront them.
Well, that absolutely. Is there much of that happening? I mean, your kids are growing up fast. Any of that happening? I threatened to go around and punch a young man's head in just this week after he pushed.
No, Michael, that was so not right.
He pushed a friend of my son's on the bus. Pushed him. I won't have it.
Right.
So I'm going to push him.
You won't have violence.
I'm going to push him like off a cliff or something.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
Quickly.
I'm sure Jesus said something about that. What did he say about that? Or possibly his dad?
I think
somebody pushes you, push them off a cliff.
Yeah, I think good.
I think yeah. I think it was very aligned with your thinking, Mike. From
we actually, I mean, I think my dad maybe picked the wrong battles. So there's the Magnadoodle. That still genuinely still hurts talking about it today. But Richard Hayden, who's a friend we'll all know, was a friend of ours, and my next door neighbour, Simon Mirren, took his water pistol and took Richard Hayden's water pistol and left it under his mum's car, and his mum reversed back on the water pistol and crushed it. Simon Mirren said that I left it under the car, and so Richard was very upset and blamed me. His dad came round, and they had full fisticuffs on the doorstep. Richard's dad and my dad, all about this water pistol. And yet the Magnadoodle, was straight in the bin.
Whoa! They had a physical fight.
Actual fisticuffs.
I mean, you keep using the word fisticuffs. I mean, what does that do? Is that like, sort of?
It wasn't UFC. Just a little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving.
Or dancing river dance.
I mean, Mr. Andrew Botto is not someone I could ever envisage getting someone in a headlock.
Well, there was a pushing and there was a shoving.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Back to Wikipedia. So by the late 1980s, it's amazing that you got to this before me, Harry. But there were 4 main monster features on the packaging.
There was certainly. Although, did he carry out a noogie headlock?
Is that your special move?
Yeah, in the headlock.
Yeah,
get your own. Are we live streaming? By the way,
we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, live streaming to the nation.
Oh, good, because I'm doing a reenactment live on the and you coming round. You got it. There's the head. Oh, I'm backwards, and then you get the you get your knuckles and get in there. Yeah, and that's what you do there.
Noogie right up there with the Chinese burn.
Has the Chinese burn been rebranded?
Yeah, are we allowed to call it a Chinese burn still? I don't know.
No, it's an Oriental twist now.
Oriental twist. Okay, good.
I think I'd said a Fanta twist in my lunchbox.
You've come full circle. Very good. Very good.
So,
Harry,
I know you're desperate to get onto the 4 flavors, but I'm just going to say my favorite day at school, and I may have said this before, so listeners do write in if I'm repeating myself, was the Monday after Easter. And you know why that was?
No, go on.
Because I've got the bar from my Easter egg in my lunchbox.
Oh no!
So I haven't got the normal breakaway or whatever it was that we normally had. I've got a Mars bar, and I'm I'm gonna milk that bad boy for all it's worth. You're flamboyantly lifting it out, and no one's taking any notice.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway, there was 4 flavors of Monster Munch, wasn't there?
Well, no, and this is where you've not read properly. There were 4. There were 4 monsters. Okay.
An idiot sandwich.
There were 4 monsters, and different flavors were associated with the monsters. There's one constant throughout, guys, and that is the pink monster. Tall, pink, gangly. He's got a floppy tongue, and he's got wheels for feet for some reason. He's simply called Pink Monster. And he has always and will always be associated with which flavour, lads? Come on, Harry.
Good onion.
Roast beef?
No, it's roast beef. It's roast beef.
Is it?
Yeah. So Pink Monster has always been and will always be. I have it on good authority. Roast beef. Next up is Blue Monster. So the Blue Monster is probably the least used one. He comes and he goes. He's got a blue nose. He's got 4 feet, 4 arms, floppy ears. He wears a hat. Kind of sort of Fez vibe. I don't know if he hails from Turkey or Morocco. But he has been on the front of bags for saucy, for sizzling bacon, and for salt and vinegar Monster Munch down the year. So sort of special editions.
Right.
Next up,
Monster Munch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next
Yeah,
up
yeah,
is
right.
Yellow Monster.
Oh,
So,
right, good.
so Yellow Monster is he's a family favourite. He's been fairly constant. Yellow, one-eyed. Some of us call that a cyclops. He's got a red nose. He's got a green mouth, and he's got mismatched limbs.
Oh.
I don't know which limbs are mismatched, but he has. And he has been used with both pickled onion and cheese and onion, and for a short period was also saucy. He wasn't saucy, to be clear. He was with the flavour sauce. He didn't get into any sort of trouble and then get removed from the packaging for being too saucy. Yes, indeed. So yeah, there's Yellow Monster. And finally, let's complete the quadruple. We've got Orange Monster. And in the words of Wikipedia, a fat orange creature with pink hair.
Right.
So you see a lot of those at Pride in the North. Yeah.
No, Mikey, no, Mikey, that was so not right.
Oh dear. And he's been used with pickled onion, but was very briefly involved with the flavoured giant prawn.
Oh.
So
two different monsters associated with pickled onion.
Yeah, that's right. Yellow and orange. Which one do you associate most? It's yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So look, it really took off in the 80s with, as we've mentioned, flavors like giant prawn, salt and vinegar, cheese and onion, sizzling bacon introduced. They were all introduced in 1986 at the peak, I would say, of their powers as Monster Munch. There was even a short-lived range of Monster Munch themed drinks, Monster Fizz, and the flavors included orangeade, cola, and lemonade. In 1993, though, things took, in my opinion, a turn for the worse when Smiths were bought out by Walkers. And the sizzling bacon was reformatted briefly to Smoky Spiders. And then in came in 1994, and this for me was a game changer, Flaming Hot.
Yeah.
My personal favourite. I don't know about you, lads.
Oh no, pickled onion.
Oh, okay.
No. Flaming Hot for me, absolutely.
Okay. So there we go. I've got some great stats which we're going to use for the quiz. So I'd really ask you, Harry,
yes,
not to look at Wikipedia anymore.
Oh, I know. I've given up looking now. So it's fine.
There's some terrific stats here around it. Baked bean flavour was released as part of a comic relief promotion in 2003. And they even in April of that year brought out a vanilla ice cream flavour, and it was sold for 16 weeks.
What?
And you can imagine how I feel about that. Vanilla ice cream flavoured Monster Munch.
That sounds horrific.
In 2002, another one that came out that you may or may not remember is they brought out Ghost Shape of Monster Munch, and it turned consumers' tongues blue.
Oh, goodness.
That may have passed you by. It passed me by.
I don't think that was in the Sparring Old Hole. Not that I was eating them.
But there we go.
They do try and fiddle about with these formats, don't they? Then more often than not get it wrong. So what's because I remember Monster Munch and they were small, and now they got big. But having a cursory glance at Wikipedia this morning told me that they used to be big, then they went small, now they got big again.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And also the shape changed in some countries. So. Monster Munch, for example, in France, changed to imagine a quaver with 2 holes for an eye and a little mouth.
Oh, that's a ghost, surely.
Yeah. Well, it does look a bit like a ghost.
Ghost.
But they are called Intersnack Monster Munch.
Oh,
in New Zealand, they had different ones in different shapes, including bones. As part of Monster Munch.
Bones?
Yeah, bones. They were in the shape of bones, but still monster bones, seemingly.
Something like the old. Do you remember the old Space Invaders 10p packs? which I think which was like a maize-based crisp. That was like a poor man's pickled onion Monster Munch, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, you're right. It absolutely was. And
Yeah.
big fan of it. Big fan of the Space
Yeah,
Raider.
no, that's absolutely. They were
A
great.
cheese sandwich with pickled onion Space Raiders was an epic lunch.
Yeah, love a pickled onion based crisp.
Talking of, sorry, no, you go, please.
No, I mean, for people not like, I'm trying to feel a little bit here because Harry seems to have disappeared for a minute.
Yeah, that's okay. That'll be that'll be, who knows what that'll be.
Looks like a delivery. He's got a parcel.
Okay, we need to. Okay, let's do an unboxing. Yep. Let's do an unboxing. Harry, what's the parcel? Okay, come on, Harry. Quickly. Unmute. Quickly.
Oh no. He's stuck on mute.
With this country.
Quickly. Where's that sound producer? Come on. Quickly.
Oh, I had a bit of a sorry, hi, I'm back.
Quickly,
come
on.
There he is.
Where is this sounds coming from? It's a great mystery. I had a bit of a mouse problem. I realised in getting up, knocked the USB off the computer.
I thought you were referring to the rodent.
No. So I'm back, and I couldn't unmute myself. But there was a parcel. There was a parcel arrived.
What is the parcel?
It is clothing of some sort.
Well, would you mind unboxing it, please?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't mind, or you won't do it?
Well, it's not addressed to me, so for legal reasons, and I've been put in legal hot water last time out.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's something exciting. Possibly could be underpants.
We'll assume it is. Look, what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm unused to driving the show in the way that I am right now, and normally I take this opportunity to eat my lunch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it's a quiz, and then whilst the music's playing, hopefully the long version of the music, I'll have a couple of bites of my tuna baguette. It's time for a quiz.
It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz.
Oh, hooray for tuna.
Quickly.
So I was listening to our sister podcast about the football.
Oh yes, Fancy Threesome podcast.
That was it. I've got more about that in any other business, but we won't worry about that now. But on that one, you have a quiz as well with a very similar theme tune. But I was wondering whether poor Phil, wherever he is, sings alternatively. It's a quiz, and then it's the quiz.
Do you know what? I spotted that when listening back, because let's be honest, that's what I do. I like to spend most of my time recording podcasts and what little time I've got left listening to them back. I heard it's the quiz.
Yeah, so I don't know whether wherever he is, he might possibly tell us on some sort of.
This is just ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's how someone feels about it.
That's how someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Let's do a quiz.
All right, lads. So look, we're going to understand just how well you know the Monster Munch monsters. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. It'll be a closest to the pin, and all I want you to do is give me an answer. First, at the end of the 5 questions, lads, whoever's got the most points is the winners, as with many a quiz. So, question number 1, lads. I want an answer from both of you. Lewis, you can go first. The blue monster. The blue monster that reigned from 1995 to 2000 on the front of packets. According to Walkers, how many stone does blue monster weigh?
Oh,
Harry?
Goodness.
Lewis, we'll go to you first.
How many stone?
How many stone does the blue monster on the front of Monster Munch weigh?
Wow. This is quite stab and dark here. 28 stone.
28.
I reckon he's quite. Yeah, he's quite a big boy.
Okay. Harry.
Okay, gonna level with you. I was just WhatsApping my wife. What are we doing?
Were you asking if it was pants?
No, it's
Nope.
not her package either.
Okay, so I'm asking you for the weight in stone of the blue monster on the front of Monster Munch packets.
Oh, right, good. In stone, 16.
I can tell you, Lewis went 28. The answer
Oh, did he?
is, it is in fact 30 stone. So, Lewis,
Oh.
very good.
Oh,
Lewis takes question.
well done,
number
Lewis. Well
one.
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, then, lads. Red Monster, who has long been on the front, or was for 13 years on the front of the Flaming Hot Monster Munch.
Yeah.
How wide? No, in fact, how tall is he? How tall is he? And I'd like it in metric, preferably. So the red monster on the front of Flaming Hot Monster Munch. How tall in metric is he? Harry, I'll come to you first.
Oh. I don't think he's very tall,
Okay.
actually. So I think he's only a meter tall.
Okay, you're saying 1 meter bob on.
Yes.
Okay, Lewis.
No.
Oh.
105 centimeters.
Okay, Lewis.
I think he's going to be taller than that. 268 centimeters.
Good.
Lewis, your perception of Monster Munch monsters is impressive. He is 4 meters tall.
Okay, well,
And
that
therefore,
was-
Lewis,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
Okay. Of course, just for record, in case you weren't aware, his favourite food, the red monster on Monster Munch, is curry jelly, and his favourite drink is chili milkshake. Anyway,
Ah.
we move to Orange Monster. Orange Monster. How wide is his chest? Metric, please. Chest measurements, please, for the Orange Monster on the front of Monster Munch.
Metric. Okay. Chest mes. Is it me to go first? I think.
Yes, it is, Lewis. Yeah.
No, this feels confusing. Well, I'm gonna go. I think 1.2 meters, 120 centimeters. Very wide.
Okay. Harry.
175 centimeters.
That's strong, Harry. He is 2 meters. 2 meters chest measurement. So, well done, Harry. 2-1. All to play for. Okay, lads. The pink monster. Can I have his weight, please, in stone? Pink monster. And, Harry, we're coming to you first. Pink monster on the front of Monster Munch. His favourite food is carrot custard. His favourite drink is gravy milkshake. And he is the face of roast beef Monster Munch. But
and
what's his weight?
and you said earlier that he was big.
He's big. He's a
So,
monster.
and so the last one was 28 stone, wasn't it? So I'm going to say 35 stone.
35 stone, says Harry. Lewis.
I'm gonna go a bit bigger. 38.5 stone.
Oh.
38.5 stone. I can tell you, pink monster is 90 stone.
Oh,
Yeah.
good lord.
Which means Lewis will be taking the win. But let's play. Let's talk purple monster.
Okay.
According to Walkers, what is the occupation? This is for a free hit. You get it right, it's winner takes all. What is the occupation of purple monster? And I'll let you know that his favourite food is jelly con carne. His favourite drink is ginger beer. But purple monster, what is his occupation? According to Walkers, and therefore, indeed, Wikipedia.
I don't know who's going. Is it me? I think he works for a conveyancing company in Wales.
Brilliant. Lewis?
I feel like being a monster is enough of a job. I think his occupation is simply being a monster.
Unbelievably. His job is listed as, his occupation is listed as monster. And therefore, I mean, if it wasn't already, Lewis,
Wow.
you are this week's winner of the quiz. Congratulations. Well,
Well,
there we go.
well done, Lewis. Well done. Fair and square that was.
Right, let's look at some of the questions that have come in from listeners then, and they read as follows. Joe has been in touch. Sorry, Joe's been in touch.
Joe.
Joe is asking, is pickled onion the only sensible flavour choice? Lads, we've touched on this already, but you both were leaning towards pickled onion.
I'm a big fan.
Not me.
I'm a big fan of the pickled onion, but I wouldn't say it was the only sensible option. It'd be my number one, but I like the flaming hot.
Okay.
Yeah, it would always be flaming hot for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I think it's too pickly. It's too much.
Oh.
You can.
Well, as someone whose favourite flavour is ready salted,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a lot of flavour, isn't it?
Mm,
For your ready salted fan.
Okay.
There's a specific word, and I can't think of it at the moment, which is a bit of bad timing, but it will come to me in a minute. And then I will say it randomly when we're talking about something else. But too pickly. I'm going to stick with pickly.
Yeah.
Pickly's fine.
I always find, I don't know if you've ever seen
Astringic.
Oh my goodness, what?
Astringic. I think that's it. Anyway.
Our word of the week.
People are writing.
Mm.
Anyway.
Have you guys ever seen these videos that appear online of is it Snack Wars, when you have UK versus American foods?
Yeah. On YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, when I've seen those,
Oh,
okay,
all right,
Continue.
Alzheimer.
American pie. They always seem to have pickled onion Monster Munch. It seems to always be one of the UK snacks, and the Americans love them.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely love them.
I would quite like to take a pack. If I were to ever go back and do some more charity, I don't like to talk about my charity work.
Yeah.
If I were to go back and do some more charity work in somewhere like Uganda, like I did before, building mud huts for orphans, then I would like to take some Monster Munch with me for them to try. I took popping candy last time around, and that went down an absolute storm. It's another one. I mean, if you haven't got an African orphan to hand, find a toddler. Just as much fun.
Or, as I recall, you wanted to feed it to various types of animals.
Or dogs.
Yeah, that was it.
Dogs. Okay, so you've both got dogs. Would you be willing to feed them? You weren't willing to feed them popping candy when we discussed it on a previous episode. Would you feed them pickled onion Monster Munch?
I mean, my dog would absolutely eat a pickled onion Monster Munch before it even hit the floor. He would.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably have consumed them already, quite frankly.
Okay. Let's move to the next question. And Sean says, is it a monster foot or a giant monster body? And this is from Sean, aged 39 and a half. Well, Sean, we've covered that. It is indeed meant to be a foot, but you can use your imagination.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Nancy asks Sean, what planet are you on?
Right.
Presumably Earth. There's a bit of a conversation, to be honest, going on then between.
Yeah.
Nancy
Come on, read it out. Read it out. Come on.
Sean, surely it's a foot. What else can you see in the maze monstrosity? I look forward to hearing what the Chip Advisor crew have to say on the matter.
Oh, good. That's sensible.
He then comes back again.
Okay.
It really does go on, lads. Nancy, turn the crystal upside down. It's going to blow your mind. But there we go. Okay, Ros is in touch. Ros asks, does everyone else make the same suck your cheeks in and squint your face when eating the first bite of a pickled onion flavour, or is that just me? Well, we've covered that. It's too strong for Harry.
Too strong.
Too astringent.
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 Is that what I said?
Yeah.
I think that's what you said. I'm still in my head trying to work out if it's correct, but I can't remember.
Astringent. I think that's the word. Anyway, oh my goodness.
Nick's been in touch. Nick asked. Oh, go on.
No. I mean, we left you hanging. The conversation between Sean and whoever else, did it end there? Or have you just...
It may pick up later. We may,
Oh, we'll follow up later. Okay, right, carry on.
I'm following these questions as they came in chronologically.
Oh, chronology.
Okay, so Nick says, why did Monster Munch never make traditional flavors? And if you could make a traditional flavored bag, what flavor would you pick? Well, we've busted that myth because they did both cheese, they've done salt and vinegar. But is there a flavor that you'd like to see them do, lads?
Oh, sorry.
I think it. Yeah.
I've been
So you
googling
were researching the word astringent.
All right. And what did it say?
Well, let's. Astringency is a tactile taste felt as a dry, rough feeling in the mouth and contraction of the tongue tissue. So that feels very what Roz asked. It's kind of a
yeah.
Anyway,
oh, actually, at this juncture, my nephew Jacob, who I think you all know,
I'm familiar with his work.
Yeah, suffers from the same apple lip thing that Lewis does.
Really?
Yeah. So there's now two of you.
This is great news. I'm not on my own. I've always liked Jacob.
Yeah, sensible chap. Yeah. So his mother tells me that he suffers from the same. I can't believe that the old pickled onion Monster Munch doesn't do it to you. So,
I hate to press you on this, lads, but I would like a flavour that you'd like to see introduced on Monster Munch.
Oh, so So I don't think. I mean, I like ready salted, but I don't think ready salted would work with Monster Munch because they're quite oily, aren't they? Monster Munch. The process in which they're made, the maize, is sort of cooked in oil, I presume. So you need a strong flavour. But getting back to one of Lewis's lunchbox staples, the Brannigan crisps. My favourite Brannigan, because I had to just drop out while he was explaining, so we may be going over old ground here, but roast beef and mustard were my favourite Brannigan, and I think that would work well with a Monster Munch.
I mean, wherever you are, wherever Phil might be,
wherever he is,
be getting very excited about that.
I've just been thinking that obviously you have a lot of crisps that are like cheese based, but they never specify which kind of cheese. It's generic cheese flavour.
There's not enough people jumping on the Parmesan.
Yeah, where's the a brie and onion?
Yeah. You can get, because there is a packet of them right now in my cupboard at home, a red Leicester cheddar.
Of course, there's a packet in your home. Of course, there is. Go on, red Leicester. What shallots is it?
No, mini cheddars. Red Leicester, mini cheddars.
Okay.
But that kind of negates the cheddar aspect of them, so they're probably called something else. But anyway, they're a red Leicester variety.
Yeah, I'd like a blue cheese Monster Munch.
Blue cheese is a great shout
with the blue monster.
I had two flavors in my mind. I've actually switched out from both. However, I am recording this in front of a live studio audience this afternoon.
Okay, great.
Sophie's been in touch. She says that she would like either Worcester sauce or prawn cocktail, and they were both flavors that came under my consideration.
They're not as loud as Steve Wright's posse used to be, though, are they?
Not quite as loud as Steve Wright's posse. No. No, this is true. So for me, lads, it would be, and we could do a whole episode on scampi fries.
Oh,
but scampi and lemon, like the old knickknacks.
No, yeah.
Fish.
Well, there is.
Oh, that would not meet with Phil's approval because he's very anti-fish, isn't he?
Well, so is Mike. You're quite anti-fish, aren't you?
That's true.
That's a good point.
But you like a scampi fry.
I don't see it as fish.
Botto Alliance.
It's just ridiculous.
Right, listen, we've got to finish up in a minute, lads. Let me just quickly
AFBA.
Let me rattle through a couple more questions.
Okay, good.
Kev Impit is asking, are the monsters related to Cookie Monster from Sesame Street? There are no official links. There's a similarity, Kev, and thanks for getting in touch. But strictly speaking, I don't think there are. There's no blood relation. And there for sure. Michaela asks, is it antisocial to eat pickled onion Monster Munch in the office? This is a good question. Thoughts?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the scampi fries because they stink as well, don't they? Although, albeit delicious. So
they do.
It's the odor. It's the odor in a confined space. I think it probably is. There's a member
of my live studio audience here who once brought in fish and microwaved it in the office.
Whoa.
Oh, that is a bold move, isn't it?
By golly, did she get some grief that day?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about as antisocial as it gets, I think. But yeah, picking on your Monster Munch. Do you know, lads? I'm going to let you into a little. I'm going to let you, a little peek behind the curtain here. In front of my live studio audience. Earlier on, I sat down in the style of a pensioner and can do what was only described as a popping of wind. As I sat down,
Malcolm.
and it fell at a time when the office was deathly silent, and led to great embarrassment.
How long have you worked there, Mike?
I've worked here nearly 20 years.
Oh, well, they're used to you by now, mate. I wouldn't worry about it.
No,
it's just Mike popping off in the corner.
No. I am getting to that age now where I think it won't be long before with every step I take, a bit like the song from Sting. With every step I take and every move I make, I'll be popping too. But
when you
nope.
When you sneeze at the same time, that's always a good one.
What?
When you sneeze and fart at the same time.
Oh yeah, the old snarts.
Something like that.
The old snarts.
Yeah,
We've all been there. Look, lads, we're going to have to call time on this, but it's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank everyone that's been in touch with questions this week. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed the show, do give us a review on your platform wherever you're listening, whether that's iTunes, whether that's goodness knows what platforms you're listening through. What platforms are there, lads? Spotify.
Yes.
And the like.
Podbean. No, I beg your pardon.
It is Podbean.
Yes, I think I have that one.
So yes, thank you for listening. It is appreciated, as are your interactions in the build up to each week's show. Have you got any OB before we finish, lads? Harry, I think you mentioned you had some.
Yes, because as I mentioned earlier, I was listening to the old Fantasy Feastum podcast, which is difficult to say. So why you called it that, I've got no idea.
But a terrific listen.
Yeah, absolutely terrific listen. I mean, if I had any criticism of it at all, essentially you're talking for an hour about this stuff, and fundamentally all you need to say is just get Salah and Haaland in your team. Right, I mean, that takes less than 10 seconds. But anyway, I was wondering whether we could do a football pools podcast.
Okay,
because that takes a bit of. Because that still exists, because I checked before, and so you can still do it.
Remind me of the premise. So you have to pick a score draw or a...
So score draw, you get 3 points. That's as much research as I've done. I think it's not. I think it's 0 for a win and possibly 1 for a 0-0.
It's very much the precursor to the Super Six, wasn't it?
Well, but I mean, we could pad out an hour on that, couldn't we? I mean, you boys seem to manage.
I'm not doing nearly enough podcasts, so
make up a quiz. Anyway, I reckon that's doable. Lewis is keen. His face is just lit up.
Yeah, we're using this podcast to workshop new podcast ideas.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Let's combine the two. I'm going to go. This will be launched next week, so I've got to be a bit careful here. Yeah. So this will be launched. So I'm going to look one weekend ahead. Yeah. To Saturday the 28th. I'm going to give you a score draw. Okay. And we'll see if this comes in. I'm telling you now that Chelsea versus Brighton on Saturday the 28th of September will be a score draw.
Right. Okay. Noting it down.
All right. Great.
Yeah. So I think that's all I've got to say, really.
Good. Lewis, anything you need to get off your chest?
No, I think so that I've not been disturbed by Tesco's parishioners or the
That's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, slightly sad about that, I've got to say. Yeah.
What with the lack of a
Harvest Festival menu,
fifth member of the team, it would have been good to have them along.
Yeah.
But even better, had the driver been called Philip, then we would have.
Oh, wouldn't that have been lovely?
Yeah. I wonder where he is.
Well, and then the sounds and music still came in after half an hour, which is lovely as well. So obviously, is whoever's doing it is fine wherever they are.
Listen, what I will do, I'm aware that not everybody listens to all of the content that I put out. So what I'll do is I'll end this podcast asking the same question that I opened the other podcast with. Okay, and that is, if I were to take the voice box of a dog and have that transplanted into my throat, would I bark or would I still be able to talk?
You'd bark.
Would I actually bark?
Yeah, because the voice box of the dog is shaped so that they can only bark.
So,
And
okay,
our voice box is developed so that we can actually speak.
well, then why has nobody reversed a dog's voice box and put a human one in there? There must be plenty going around. Because when it comes to the donor factory, where you get your cards from, presumably there's hearts and there's lungs, and they're all quite useful. But voice boxes, there's got to be a lot of them hanging about. Why is nobody trying it?
You know how they're always going on about how stretchy NHS is, Mike?
Yeah.
You probably don't have time to be faffing about trying to... why would you want to, is I think more of the question.
Well, are you telling me that
you
would rather your dog bark than be able to have a conversation with you?
Absolutely.
Doesn't answer back.
Yeah, but someone whose main enjoyment in life is rolling in football, I do not need to have conversations with.
No, fair enough. Okay. But for someone that's lonely, whose best friend is a dog, and let's be real about it, they are man's best friend. Would they not want to be able to talk more with their dog? Lewis, you've got a dog.
Sorry, very distracted by the gardener going past on his ride-on mower. But
the gardener is on his mower.
He's not coming,
I say, you think
he's
I'm
not coming, he's not coming up the drive.
This
is not my gardener. This is next door's gardener. From whom I spend quite a lot of time distracting him from his actual work.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, look. I'm just putting it out there.
Whoa, hold on. How many other podcasts do you actually have, Mike?
Too many to mention.
Because every so often you do a religious one, which is never heard of again.
Yeah.
And then how many others have you got?
Well, I do guest appearances.
Oh, I see.
I am a grown man, Malcolm.
Anyway, look, I haven't got time to publicise all of my content. Go out there and search for it.
Okay.
But yeah, look, it's been an absolute pleasure, lads. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks once again to the listeners for tuning in. We're back next week with more of TripAdvisor. There's a reason I don't normally record this in the office.